Hey there, my name is Rohit Kumar, and today we are going to discuss another very important domain of computer science, and it is artificial intelligence. So, I think nobody is in the domain of artificial intelligence can say that it is not the future of computing, or it is not the future of communication, or it is not the future of any sort of manufacturing plant or system. So, anyway, if we even if we want to say, then the future or the present is going to prove us wrong, because you can see that almost in every field, the one technology that is dominating is definitely artificial intelligence. So coming to the other things, that what are the other things or the other domains of the technologies which are assisting the active development or the deployment of artificial intelligence. So obviously the one major category of technology and related tools belonging to the concept of big data are coming in the picture. And big data is obviously very much necessary, because when artificial comes into the picture, then the today's major focus and the future of intelligence means deep learning is obviously going to come into the focus. Now deep learning is going to take so much data, then obviously you are supposed to have a very big data set at your side, and in this way you are supposed to have the help or some sort of assistance from the domain of big data. So that's why I'm saying that big data is going to be one of the major enabling technology of a future intelligence, whether it's in communication network, whether it's in any sort of industry or manufacturing plant. Okay, even nowadays there are so many things which are getting implemented with the help of these technologies, and one common example is robotics. Additionally, robotics is helping the development of AI and the manufacturing system or the kind of plants also, because robot are the kind of devices which are going to replace the risky jobs. And because many places humans are not supposed to go down there, because in fireworks, especially in freezing zones, and if you think any of the risky job that is not supposed to take care by a particular human or sort of any entity that is supposed to get damaged, so you should send or you should deploy robots in such situation. Obviously your robots will also get damaged, and you are supposed to pay some sort of price in terms of economics, but ultimately it is not the life of someone. So you can prepare the things, so you can again improvise the structure as well as the robustness of the device. And if you work on these sort of things, then the futuristic robots you can develop means the robots which are way ahead of the modern day robots, and which may accomplish any sort of plan, any sort of task. And in this way many people do also debate that yes, no, whether the this sort of technology is going to help us or going to destroy us. But I think that is not a reality. Means if we are thinking that robots one day will take over the world, like people do show in movies, etc., that possibility is always there, but that is very very rare possibility. Because ultimately when the industrial revolution happened, so many you say the industrial things came into the picture, many machine based processes came into picture, and the machine based production uh, became a reality. Then people said that now all the people will go jobless, but it didn't happen. Similarly, when the computer became a major focus, then again people said that now the computer will snatch all the jobs, and people will go jobless and will die of hunger, etc., etc. But nothing sort of happened. Additionally, the computer opened so many different fields and the development possibilities for human, and as a society we became so developed because of computers only. Similar way, if we use robotics, it is not going to ruin your possibilities. Yes, I will say that definitely your traditional way of working and the traditional jobs will get hampered, and that is okay, because over the period of time, anyway, the society progresses and the traditional mode of doing jobs, etc., gets eliminated, and the new forms and functions come into picture. So what is wrong in this? Every time, everywhere it happens. All you need to do means to maintain your job security or to maintain your job safety. You just need to update yourself. And anyway, if you are not going to do it, means you are not going to update yourself, then it is not going to impact others or the technological development. It will anyway will get happened, but you will lose your job, because ultimately in future the basic jobs are not the requirement, means your basic skills are not the requirement, the skill based jobs will be the future. And that's why you are supposed to have some sort of improved intelligence, and then only you are going to save your job. But now coming to the discussion of artificial intelligence, you might be wondering that where did we went means into the jobs, etc., etc. I'm discussing all these things because whatever we are discussing nowadays, in terms of robots, in terms of technology, that it is going to snatch your job, it is going to kill, it is going to have a bloodbath on the streets because of technology, etc. Behind every sort of these discussions, the only concept and the major concept is artificial intelligence. Because unless the device become intelligent themselves, they can never harm you, even they can't perform the basic jobs. You need to put some sort of intelligence into them, and then only they are supposed to do the even the basic jobs. Okay, like wiping your floor, doing some sort of task, preparing something, launching something, and even ordering something, discussion. Nowadays, even so many technologies you are using, might be unknowingly you might be using, like Google Translator, machine learning, etc. Means sort of every day, means speech recognition. You do talk over the phones, and when you talk over the phones, then the noise reduction, again the channel encoding, then what sort of buffer management, all these sort of things are being handled in an intelligent way, and some sort of artificial intelligence is behind the picture. So artificial intelligence is actively being used at different aspects of various domains, and obviously at multiple levels. You might not be familiar, but there is always some sort of intelligence behind every system. And obviously, it is this intelligence is not natural because it is not God given. It is developed by humans. That's why it is called artificial intelligence. Okay, so my point is that you whether love it or hate it, but it is the reality that artificial intelligence is going to change the future of computing, the future of communication, the future of transportation, the future of everything. Okay, because in every aspect you are going to people, the tendency or the nature of human is not to do every job by hand. Means if you get a liberty, people do say do cry that yes, we our job is supposed to get lost, etc., etc. But tell me one thing: if you are so concerned, are you ready to do everything by your own? If today somebody gives you an option that do everything on your own, okay, then are you ready for that? Then you'll say no, 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 we'll not do it. We'll want the society-based system, etc., etc. Means it will be kind of endless debate. We don't want to. Reality is, as a human, we want to become lazy. We want to do most of the jobs which are not possible in any other fashion. Means if we have some sort of alternative to do the job easily, we always go for that. And there is nothing wrong in this, because if you have some alternative method to do your job quickly in a better way, then why not to go for it? And the time and efforts that you save because of these assistive tools, then you can use your energy and time in some other development activity. And that's how a society progresses. That's how we develop as a nation. That's how we develop as an individual. So that's why the misinterpretation of technology, because I'm a technology man, means that technology is my field. So I am in support of technology, not because that I'm just earning some sort of livelihood out of it, or I have learned technology, so that's why I'm defending it. No, the point is that technology has made the lives of people way easier. Though people may say that it has also put the risk of nuclear bomb, etc., etc., means the world might be going to end because of technology only someday, but it is not the reality. Even in older eras, also people used to fight wars, etc. Everything used to be the part of process in old days also. Nowadays, what is happening that even because of atomic bombs and so many things, we are safe also. So technology is not your enemy. How you are using it, that is the sole point. Okay, now coming to the back discussion, when we are saying that everything is part of artificial intelligence in future, so how we are going to research it today? means as of now, means what we can do today to be a part of it, to be a kind of man of artificial intelligence, so that in future we became kind of meaningful and kind of realistic in the era of artificial intelligence based society. Okay, so there are some very well-known domains and topics where you can explore the different sorts of possibility and you can start your research as of today. Okay, so the one most popular and very critical domain is unmanned air vehicle. Okay, UAVs. In short, we say it in the form of acronym UAV, unmanned aerial vehicle. So unmanned means there is no man there, so there is no possibility of any sort of harm, any sort of casualty, etc. And that's in this way it becomes very helpful, very helpful. You may use it for some sort of patrolling, you may use it for some sort of invigilation, you may use it for different sorts of deployment, you may use it for launching some sort of attack for your own safety, you may use it for different sort of kind of monitoring applications, you may use it for different sorts of data collection uh, uh, data collection applications, you may use it for different sorts of network formation possibilities, and in this way endless opportunities are there just in the field of UAV. Okay, now UAV again comes the point that whether the UAV are domain of AI or robotics. So both are kind of means these sort of domains are always interdisciplinary, because people do also might say that no, it is nothing. It is not the part of AI or robotics. It is the part of WSN, wireless sensor network. So again, I'm saying that some things nowadays there is no single technology which is enabling the application of a particular thing. Okay, if you are using some tool, some application, okay, if it is a software tool or something like that, it might be a kind of very domain specific or technology specific. But if you are using a product, then definitely it is going to be kind of interdisciplinary product, because no product is going to serve you a single domain services or sort of, or if it is like that, then it is very minimal application based tool or the kind of technology, because if some sort of, for example, a forwarding device or a networking device is there, it is also a device, but its application, its usage is very limited. But if you are using a kind of very popular, very useful device like a UAV, then obviously so many different technologies are coming together to make it possible and make it happen. Okay, additionally, second thing is robotics. In itself it is very well known technology, and people are saying that robotics is the future. Similarly, robotics is going to use the concept of AI in its maximum potential. Okay, so in its maximum capacity, when the robotics will use the intelligence of humans or any sort of books or any sorts of literature, libraries, whatever you say. Okay, because ultimately data is going to come from somewhere, whether it's a human generated, whether it's a written form, whether it is something else or something else. But doesn't matter what form of data you are providing to make the intelligence of robots happen, they are going to communicate to you somehow. So in this way, some way, when you are having the concept of robotics, then you are supposed to deal with the concept of artificial intelligence also. And in the form of artificial intelligence, there are so many related things like feature selection and the kind of pre-processing. So what are features? So you need to work on features, means what are the different traits? Traits of what? Traits of data, traits of images, traits of different text, traits of audio, and any sort of thing, means anything has some sort of features, like a human has some sort of height, weight, body gesture, etc. Okay, so all these things are kind of features. When there is a cloth, so what is the fabric type, what is the length, what is the width, what is the color, okay, what is the strength, robustness, etc. These are kind of features of a cloth. So similar way, everything has some sort of features or attributes, and all these things are the characteristics of that particular thing, and those are termed feature in the domain of AI. When you process something artificially, then you need to focus on these sort of features only. So ultimately nothing, there is a simple concept that with respect to anything, you are supposed to extract some sort of feature, then you need to process it, improve it, enhance the definition of features, and then how to use the data with respect to these features so that you could extract a meaningful information out of the available set of data. Okay, and then you can use that information for future possibilities. For example, in a firm, there are hundreds of employees, not hundred, let's say thousands of employees. If there are thousands of employees, there is a headache to manage all these employees' data manually. Then their work statistics, then their behavior statistics, then their throughputs, and again how to offer the kind of honorarium, or how to offer the promotions, how to offer the bonus prizes, etc. Okay, so if you have some sort of artificial intelligence system, then this system is going to extract all sort of their daily activity by monitoring their daily routine activities. Then based on the monitored data, you may means the intelligent system may perform some sort of analysis, and then who is working most, who is working dedicatedly, who is not wasting his time, who is kind of producing the maximum throughput with minimum effort, sort of different sorts of features you can select. So throughput, minimum loss, maximum throughput, and ultimately the minimum involvement time in chaotic activities, etc., etc. So you can have the kind of best employee of the month, best employee of the year, sort of, and then you offer the promotions, bonuses, paychecks, etc. Now coming to the discussion of features, that when we have selected the features, then we need to mine it, means the data related to features. So if you try to mine, so data mining comes into the picture. Then if you want to use some sort of other algorithm for effective mining, then you can go to some other domain. So AI is a very vast field, and in this field you may have multiple technologies. Now coming to other domain that is related to, or that is most kind of explored field in the field of AI. So another comes the concept of so many algorithms. Like there you must have heard of support vector machine, random forest, k-nearest neighbors, sort of. Okay, so these are different algorithms which help to kind of analyze or to kind of explore the data with respect to a particular goal. So whenever you have some particular goal of classification, regression, etc., then you are supposed to use these sort of algorithms to fulfill the ultimate motive of artificial intelligence. Means just to get some sort of output, okay, with respect to some data and some features. Then with respect to the CAD, computer aided design, means if you want to design some sort of building or some sort of structure, then these sort of softwares also use some sort of network, means the application intelligence. So the role of AI is possible in almost every domain, including the multimedia, communication, transportation, then education and industry, everywhere. And in this way, whenever you are going to use the concept of AI, you are supposed to come across so many things. Okay, we are interested in this particular field, but what's next? Means how should we begin? So you need to identify some of the popular journals which are related to the domain of AI, and then you should explore that what are the related contents according to your interest. So if you find some of the content interesting, means some survey papers or tutorials, etc., go there and explore some of the best possible survey articles which are related to your interest, and then you try to read it. If you get a basic idea, for example, I open Google Scholar, because for researchers the main Google is Google Scholar. Okay, so when you search under Google Scholar, if you want to have some basic idea, so do the survey on AI. So when you simply put survey on AI, so a survey of AI approaches, survey of current practices and teachings of AI, etc., etc. So many things will come up. Okay. Now, if you don't have the subscriptions, you can have the ready to use PDF links over here, and you can simply open the whole paper. Okay. In this way, coming to this definition, it is not that first result is the best paper. You are going to explore, then you need to see. So if you know some of the very well-known journal names, then you can go for that, and then you can explore the related articles. Slowly, when you use Google Scholar periodically, then you will get to know that what are the best possible links. For example, you can apply some filters with respect to time, I get the latest papers, and then you can explore the content. Okay. Now, coming to the details that when we are going to use the AI, then some of the related journals are there. So as per your analysis, as per my analysis, what are the some top journals? So there are multiple journals, but still some of the related journals in the domain of AI include one thing application is specific I am going to say. I'm not going to say that this is the final list, that is the best one from my side, but I will say that it is the application domain, and with respect to different application domains, there are different journals. For example, PLOS. Okay, so PLOS is one journal, and PLOS one means PLOS one is the journal, and there you can have the your biomedical activities related data sets, and you can have the related discussion. Then the GNCA, Journal of Network and Computer Applications of elsewhere. Then FGCS, Future Generation Computer Applications are there. Then there are some dedicated IEEE transactions related to the field of AI. So in this way, depending on the different publishers, depending on the different topics, you may explore your related articles. But the most easy way is to go to Google Scholar, because I'm telling for the beginners. If you are a accomplished researcher, then I think no need to tell all these sort of things to you, because you have already well sort of familiarity with all sort of these topics. But for beginners, go to Google Scholar, simply search the most interested topic that suits you, and then you search the sort of survey. Then go through the literature, read the things, have a look on the images, explore the data sets, and then decide what sort of things you want to have in future. Now coming to some of the top publishers in relation to AI. So Elsevier comes at the top, because Elsevier is a very big group. Then Springer, then IEEE, Violet, Learning Francis, Sage Publisher, Multidisciplinary Digital Institute, MDPI, the IOP Publishing, Oxford, Hindawi, etc. are so many publishers. Okay, but again, for a beginner, all these things or these statistics might be clumsy. So the best way, just to simply go to Google Scholar, explore, and you will get lots of related data. Over the period of time, slowly, you will learn that how you are going to learn about new things, and how you are going to filter your searches to get the more related articles. Now, coming to the some of the recent sort of discussions in terms of articles, then I will say that in the field of image enhancement, in the field of mobility, in the field of human behavior analysis, in the field of cooperative control theory, in the field of reinforcement learning, in the field of smart healthcare, in the field of smart cities, in the field of asymptotic learning, in the field of memory examination, in the field of action management, in the field of uh, patient behavioral analysis, etc. Means that there are so many fields where you can apply AI. Okay, and related topics, related papers, related literature, you can easily find on Google Scholar. Okay, and coming to the discussion that how wide this research domain of AI is. So, as per my understanding, means data having at my side, I can tell you that more than 230 plus countries authors have been using the concept of AI or publishing their research with some well-known institutions. Okay, so you can imagine that how efficient, how effectively people are using, and how much interested they are in the field of AI. So you should definitely go for it, and you should explore the concept of AI. Additionally, if you think that some sort of things are not covered in this particular video, please let me know. I will definitely try to involve most of the things, and in future I'll definitely try to improve the discussion and the analysis in my videos. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks again. Happy learning.